You know, okay, I've been thinking about this. You know who Matt Walsh reminds me of? Matt Walsh reminds me of the cultists under Joseph Seed in Far Cry 5 because they're like coded Christian nationalist fascists, but for some reason, the guys in Far Cry 5 look soy because the idiots who developed Far Cry 5 were like, well, we don't want to make any political statements about our game where an evangelical Christian coded cultist leads rural Americans into a gun-crazed like death cult. They didn't want to get like political about it. So if you look at the way that the like cultists look in Far Cry 5, here wait, Far Cry 5 cover? Can I just use the cover? Oh my god, why do they do that? Fine, just show me Joseph Seed. Joseph Seed, the cult leader, despite being like evangelical Christian in every possible sense, like coded wise, for some reason they make him look like your drug hookup in Portland, you know? Like seriously, look at him. Jesus Christ. Well, he doesn't mention Jesus Christ because, yeah. But this is the vibe that I get with Matt Walsh because the dude's a fascist. I mean, so is he. It's just like for some reason the developers were like, what if we made him look soy? And that's what we have to deal with now, you know? Soy fascism coded for the 21st century. I bought those glasses because they drip. The glasses for Joseph C. do drip. That's true. Ah, yes, Matt Walsh without the beard. That's right. Like, come on. You look at this guy, you really think he's going to be a far-right fascist or whatever? This guy looks like he collects vinyls. This guy looks like he doesn't get second dates because he's too eager to tell the girls that he has first dates with how like much he likes eating pussy. You know? Look at his fucking hat. This looks like a guy who has like opinions on like different film resolutions through history. You know what I mean? Like opinions that you could ask him about. Like, oh, I actually think 4x3 was a really innovative way of shaping yeah. Yeah, the fucking dick sucking lips, dude. Holy shit. Canon scan. Yeah, exactly. This looks like a guy who has like a DeLorean model of the Back to the Future movies. You know, he's got a little glass case with a light. Motherfucker carries a this motherfucker this motherfucker carries a condom in his wallet, even though he's in a monogamous relationship and got a vasectomy 6 years ago, because it still makes him feel like kind of, like he's still with it when he goes out and he like opens his wallet and sees the condom in there, you know? But it's like, no, he's actually a fascist, you know? Cut the bit while you're ahead. It's a good bit. All right. Don't at me with that Back to the Future thing. Listen, as a soy boy, okay? I just want to let you all know I stand with all of you, unless you're a fascist, in which case I don't.
But it's also appropriate because the LGBT nation, LGBTistan, we may call it.
Oh, God. God willing, huh?
Is, after all, the country that corporate America, as well as the United States government, seeks to represent. It is the nation that the left pledges its allegiance to.
So right now he's so this is it comes across as really dumb, but this is like a Nazi talking point. The idea one of the large like conspiracy theories pushed by the Nazis when they were gaining power was that the Weimar Republic was an illegitimate post World War I government controlled by Jewish people that that sort of leached off the weakness of the German people, and maintained a kind of like deficiency and subservience to other countries. The idea of a dual allegiance is often invoked when trying to invoke genocidal violence against a group, right? So the idea to the Nazis that, oh, you're not actually loyal to Germany, you're loyal to this other country, in their case, the Weimar Republic, this Jewish republic, or so they would call it. They would use that to execute people. They killed a lot of people, a lot of people, with that basically being the charge, you know? This myth was so persistent that the Nazi sympathetic judges in the Weimar Republic's court would actually exonerate those charged with crimes if they were doing it for their love of the German nation. So in the Weimar Republic, there were Nazi judges who would make the argument that brown shirts who murdered or did arson or whatever, if they were doing it for the German Republic, which was not the Weimar Republic, that they were demonstrating a kind of superior patriotism that justified their actions. And people got away with literal murder for that. So obviously, I'm just pointing out, and I feel like I know it seems like I overhyped this talking point, but I want to make it really clear, like, There is no ideological difference here with what Matt Walsh is. None. It is the height of liberal arrogance to suggest otherwise. Everything that he does and says fits fully in line with the basic rhetorical and ideological strategies of the Third Reich. It's just a matter of time and place. America is not as weak as the Weimar Republic, and so we aren't as susceptible to this kind of rhetoric. We don't fall as easily, but we still could. And I think it's important to know what exactly they're threatening us.
It is the country that wishes to colonize the world and export its ideas and values to corners of the globe that have no interest in them. Now, I've often said that the Alphabet Club is
Globo Homo, the Nazi conspiracy theory that the homosexual agenda, or liberals, or whatever you want to ascribe that to, represents a globalist internationalist cult that seeks to impose its degenerate values on countries all around the world. Also believed by the Nazis, though of course they didn't use the term Globo Homo, they did believe in, oh, you all can fill in the blanks.
It has its own flag, its own national holidays, its own myths and traditions.
Dual allegiance. We are of separate people. The real America is not the corporate, government-controlled America that we live in today. He's doing the same thing. Nazis said the Weimar Republic were controlled by them, and he's saying the same thing about America today. The corporations and the government are controlled by international LGBT, Globo Homo, so on and so forth.
Now, some people predict that we will eventually, in the future, become two countries. There's going to be some kind of...
I'm telling you, you can actually predict everything he's going to say because he's just following in line with the same conspiracies, the same, justifying myths.
Civil war. But the point is that we're already two countries. There's one that salutes the pride flag and despises the American flag, and one that salutes the American flag and has no use for the pride flag.
Has no use for social leeches and parasites who must be cast aside by real patriots in order to restore the soul of America. Again, I will not stop harping on this. It is exactly the same. Useless eaters. And no, he did. He did the Weimar thing. Yes, he declared the U.S. government a foreign government ruled by LGBT. Yeah, not the true government. The real Americans are, they belong to a separate country. Yes, Matt Walsh would definitely not object to the Blue Lives Matter flag and call that treasonous. Matt Walsh is simply a Nat-soaked neocon translator. Yeah, he does facilitate that transition quite well.